What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone is having a blissful evening, and welcome back to AV Automatic Victory, where we all win together through peace, love, and transparency. So, today I'm going to go over 3 dating ideas for the upcoming new year of 2021. Obviously, this past year was very, very bizarre and very, very difficult for a lot of people to be with the loved ones, the peers, the friends, just, people that you cared about, whether it was because of COVID or whether it was because people weren't necessarily able to travel because of COVID and other factors that played into this year. This is just going to be a video that's pretty much going to be going into 3 particular phases in terms of where you can date per se. So I'm gonna just get right straight into it. The first dating idea that would be a really great idea for the year of 2021 for you guys would be specifically an Airbnb date. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty much an Airbnb date is where you and your partner or your significant other, you guys decide to get a Airbnb, whichever area that you guys are in, and rather than do what most people do when you are like in your house or a case may be, you do a fun activity, in that Airbnb. So, perfect example. I was actually out on a recent date a few weeks ago, and the lovely person that I went on a date with, we both shared an Airbnb together, and we cooked together. And after we cooked together, we just ended the night by just reading a very interesting, unique book. It's actually going to be a book that I would be talking about next month, but just doing a really great different activity that you wouldn't necessarily do at home, but you're still able to do that within the Airbnb is definitely a great dating idea. Especially since assuming that it would just be you and your significant other or your partner, you guys don't want to necessarily be outside, and you definitely don't want to necessarily be around so many people, especially with the new regulations or the new stimulations that most likely the United States is going to be having with the Joe Biden administration coming in after inauguration. So the Airbnb date is definitely a great dating idea, especially if you want to be in a much more intimate and in a space where it's just you and your partner. The next 2 dating ideas are going to be more so differential from each other. So I will go into the indoor dating ideas for 2021, and then the last portion will be the outdoor dating ideas for 2021. So, starting with the indoor dating, and by indoor dating, I just mean, you know, whether you decide to invite, your partner over to your house or your apartment or where you stay, or vice versa. These are some of the things that you both can do. If you guys do decide to stay within your home or stay within one of each other's homes or apartments and don't necessarily want to spend money on an Airbnb, which is perfectly understandable. So, a lot of people, especially this year, there are a lot of things that you can do online that you can actually do as a date. So a perfect example is that you can tune to a lot of virtual seminars, but to be more specific, you can go to say like cooking classes online. You could do, have your own little movie marathon. It doesn't just have to be like HBO or Hulu or HBO Max or KCB. You can have your own old school, DVD player and have a whole bunch of, I don't know if you guys are into Disney movies like me, or just have your own personal movie marathon. Shoot, sometimes you can be creative. I just met a couple not too long ago, and they told me that one of the ways that they keep their date life going is by staying in the house. And every Friday or Saturday, whichever day they're both free in their own house, they write love letters, and they write haikus for each other. So there's always some creative activity that you and your partner can do dating wise inside the house. So that's definitely something that I feel like a lot of people should actually consider when you do decide to date, or should you all decide to date inside your home or inside your apartment. But before I get into the last dating idea for 2021, this is just, you know, common sense, but I'm just going to say it. When making plans in terms of dating, and it doesn't necessarily have to be dating, it could be just interacting with, your friends, your family. I don't know if you guys, have mentors or mentees, or anytime you make plans with a person or people, you want to keep several things in mind. The first is that you want to make sure that you're getting tested for COVID-19. If not on a weekly basis, then definitely on, like, say, a bi-weekly basis. We're still having to still fight this particular disease, and I believe that the best way that us as a human race can actually go about making sure that not only that we're safe, but more importantly that we're keeping our loved ones safe, is by being transparent with each other. So you definitely want to get yourself tested every chance that you can. The other thing is that you want to definitely make your plans ahead rather than making those plans within the same week. And you definitely don't want to make those plans, say last minute. Like, say if you're going to be, available on a Thursday and Friday, but your date might not be, available that Thursday and Friday, that you might be off. You definitely don't want to hit up your date and be like, oh, on like 2 days beforehand, just be like, oh, hey babe, I'll be on this date, let's do this. Because again, your life and your quality of lifestyle might be completely different than his or her quality of lifestyle. So just remember that you always want to be transparent, and you definitely want to be proactive. So with that, let's get into the last section of dating ideas for 2021. And this is more so going to be more so for outside activities, meaning that you don't necessarily want to do a date where you get an Airbnb, or you're doing a date where you're inside a house, but just more so if you actually want to be outside, and just, really just do something fun, like do an outdoor activity. Excuse me. So these are some of the activities that I believe are great for dating in 2021, especially if you're looking to do something outside the house or outside of going to a place. So the first activity that I have for outdoor dating activities for 2021 is go hiking. I can only imagine on how many, parks or hiking areas, or if they're not vacated and if they're not closed, then I'm pretty certain that there's not a lot of people in general that are actually going hiking like that. One, because of COVID. Two, because the only time that someone is going to actually want to go hiking, or at least do something outside the house, is if they generally want to be outside, or if you're like me, you're only going to want to go outside if you have like personal errands to do, or if you happen to just decide to work outside, or a case may be. But hiking is a very great activity. I would definitely recommend that you guys do it. Same principle as I mentioned in the disclaimer. If you do decide to go hiking, just make sure that you take your precautionary measures to make sure that you plan ahead, and that you guys have your survival kits or your survival bags. That way, if you do decide to make that trip, you and your date will have a great time going hiking. And then the last one that I have on here is just go to a drive-through, a movie drive-through. I know there are so many places, not particularly in cities, but more so in places where in the suburban areas, where you and your date can actually go into, whether it be your car or the other person's car, and y'all can actually, rather than y'all have to get out the car, y'all can actually drive through, pay your movie tickets, watch whatever movie or movies that you want to see, and you get your snacks and all that good stuff. So it's probably going to be the least most common date in 2021, but it's an alternative for you to actually at least be able to date outside of being in the house or being in your own space. But with that, that concludes today's video. If you guys have any better ideas in terms of dating advice, please leave a comment below. I definitely would love for you guys to, interact with me, give each other some dating ideas for 2021, because I think that'd be cool. These are just some ideas that I've just been meditating on for like the past few days. But again, those were 3 dating ideas for the year of 2021. Remember, if you do get the chance, please reach out to somebody and just let them know that you sincerely care about them and or that you love them, because obviously life is very unforgiving and we need to take advantage of the moments that we do have in our life, not just to appreciate ourselves, but also to appreciate everyone in the world, because we are all just one race, that is the human race, and we need to do a better job in just actually being there for each other. But again, appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you guys please do not mind hitting the ring bell notifications, that way you guys will automatically see when I decide to drop new content, or if I do decide to go live, you will actually see me go live right at that very minute as well. So with that, that's all I have for you guys. My next video will be on Sunday, and it will be a very interesting topic, as I would tell you all my thoughts on the vaccinations, how I personally feel in terms of what's been going on with the vaccination for COVID-19. So with that, I'm out of here. Please, everyone, get home safe, and please, if you have someone in your life and you haven't talked to them, just give them a call and just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you and just tell you that I appreciate you and or that I love you. You will be very surprised on how much that would make someone's day. I guarantee you. So, good night, you guys, and I will see you guys on Sunday.